So I just wanted to pop on here and give a small but vital reminder that if you're still sifting through the debris, so to say, of the last season, that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're really integrating. And integrating massive shifts really requires a lot of kindness and gentle to yourself, because I don't know about you, but I know that a lot of people through the beginning of the winter season and then the start of the eclipse season last year, and then bringing us into this last eclipse season that we had, brought about a lot of massive changes externally showing up in our physical, but also the internal changes that we have undergone. So through these changes, I feel like it is a natural response to want to go out and look for some sort of familiarity that we have within ourselves or how we connect to the world around us. However, I really feel like that's not beneficial at this time, so stop looking for your old self. There's parts of you that did not survive the winter season. And it does take a lot of energy and a lot of willingness to actually integrate, because there's a sense of unknown, and in that space it's kind of a void. We're in a threshold state. I looked outside today. It is now, we've already experienced the beautiful spring equinox, but when I look out there, I still do see snow, and I feel it within myself. Then we've entered Aries season, and it's not just any typical Aries season. At this point, is any season really typical with all these massive astrological shifts and changes and events? At this point, like, there's nothing normal, okay? Then there's no normal to go back to. And some of these shifts and changes haven't happened in over 2,000 years. That's really big. This is a side topic, but there's also a really ancient part of you that's remembering the last time these shifts happened and really need to tap into that wisdom as well. But there is no normal. The truth is that the deal has already been done. You've already eaten the seeds of your experiences. And after this last journey to the underworld, which was the dark season, we've ingested the pomegranate seeds, just like Persephone. So the deal has been done. There's no old you to go back to. It's just like if you go to the same forest several times, it is only going to be the forest that you experience at one time. It's going to be the same. I'm not talking about energy, the spirits and the collective energy, yes. But when you go back and you look at it, it's different every time. Something new is revealed every time you enter the forest. Really identifying with those old stories into the descent of darkness. Once we have tasted that depth, once we've eaten the seeds of our experiences, you can't unknow what you know now. Now you belong to both worlds. And through this transition, calling upon your resilience is really going to benefit us most and benefit you most right now. It's like knowing that we're not who we used to be, especially in the last few months, but yet we haven't arrived, we haven't birthed this new, beautiful being, part of you, inside of you. So think of yourself, take care of yourself right now as a midwife would. If you think about birth, you can't rush birth. Birth has its own timing. Birth has its own phases, its own cycles, its own attunement, right? And birth is messy. It's painful. And it's a threshold. And as all thresholds, sometimes you feel like you might pass away. Birth is that intense. Real birth is that intense. All of my beautiful goddesses out there know that there's a point during birth where you wonder, am I going to pass away? Because you know in that moment you could, because the energy is there to do so. However, you're birthing something new in. You pull into your strength, you call your ancestors, you remember the totality of who you are through all of your lives and experiences, and you bring it to the further moment of the present moment, to birth. We're in that space right now. So don't be harder on yourself if you feel like you should be further along than you are, because it is a process and you can't rush the process. Just like labor, it has its own cycles and its own phases. And we're being shown the next steps, one step at a time. So we have our torch, and whatever that torch may be for you in your life, Hecate energy. The torch only shows us a little bit at a time, and we can't see like if you're out at night in the forest, you can only see a little bit in front of you, but that's really all you need, as long as your footsteps are sure footsteps and are sovereign footsteps. So when you're making these next steps and during this rebirth and birthing of this new self that you are getting ready to experience, just make sure that the steps that you're taking are sure steps, like knowing this is what I'm sure about, this is what I want. So then you take the next step. And then with the birthing of this new self, we have the midwife Persephone, which is both, how beautiful, what a beautiful paradox, which is both the goddess of the underworld and the goddess of spring. So that's very fitting. Definitely feeling that. I'm vibing with that. I'm embodying that. Maybe you work with that in your meditation. That could help the process a little bit easier. And just taking one step at a time, making sure that your steps and your movements are deliberate and rooted in your sovereignty. So you don't need to apologize if you feel a little bit of a lag, or maybe that is a really good way to explain it. It's a lag, like you're catching up to yourself. Maybe you're wanting to do all these things, because I feel that too, like this place that we're in, we're wanting to do all these things, but yet there's still a little bit of time here where we're not fully ready yet to get going. So just take it easy on yourself. You're not behind. You're integrating some really huge, giant, massive shifts, and that does require you to be absolutely gentle with yourself. You're integrating something really massive, and also just contemplate the fact that you are not the same person as you were when you walked into the underworld. The initiation season has transformed us, and just sit with that and contemplate that, and you've came so far. So even if you're feeling a little bit down or tired, just be gentle with yourself, because you're in the right place, you're in the right time, you're realigning with yourself, and you're getting ready to birth this new beautiful part of yourself. Just don't be in such a hurry that you miss your own becoming. You miss it, because think about this. Where you're at right now, you're never going to be in this space ever again. So even though we're welcoming in new changes, just really savor the moment, savor the experience of all the changes and shifts that you're experiencing right now. And I also know that it can be hard, and you might be tired, so take it easy on yourself. Give yourself a rest, and just remain open and know that you're doing a great job.